loss, and Negros at Caloocan ang ating nasa bottom of the standings. Ngayon naman syempre malaking bagay para sa San Juan at Negros itong laro na to. Definitely now, let's take a look at the previous game of San Juan. Of course, that is against Quezon, and it was a very quick match, John.
Exactly. And San Juan, sabi ko nga, they came out swinging with a win, with a victory during their first win. Stumbled during the last two matches that they had here in the MPVA. But during their last match, with the defending champions, Quezon Tangerines, as we can see, very almost identical, Sheila, on their attacks, 36 to 38. Blocking, lumabang dito ang Quezon Tangerines. I think there is something that San Juan really need to work out here in this match to solidify their net defense as well as their floor defense.
Hindi naman malayo yung kanilang score, 18-25, 21-25, 23-25. At kahit nga merong kulang on the side of San Juan, nagawa pa rin nilang idikit itong mga scores na to. At syempre, leading the way for San Juan in their loss against Quezon, of course, was a Cha Cunyada.
Definitely. Chakunyada, what can you expect from Chakunyada? 12 points, 11 attacks, and 1 aces. And what I really like about her, Sheila, is that not really very good on offense, but at the same time on defense as well. She's a valuable, beach volleyball champions. At the same time, former MVP in Letran. So as we can see, she'll go all out here in this match, especially that they'll be bouncing back after that 2 consecutive losses in the MPVA.
Well, malaki talaga ang kanyang nagiging contribution in their matches, having a veteran on the team. Now, let's look at the other side of the court. That's Negros, a previous game. Ito rin na hindi pinalat ang Negros makuha ang panalo na ito, Jong.
Well, right now for Negros, I couldn't imagine, Sheila, the wants for Negros to get that elusive win here in this tournament. As we can see, they faced Binyan, the finalists during our last season. Binyan blocking, aces and attacks, really very dominant against the inaugural season finalist Negros, Immaculada Megaway.
In this match, I believe si Totanes was only given very limited time. As sabi nga ni Coach Jesse, he was trying to put more quality or playing time dito sa kanilang second setter. Pero tingnan natin kung magiging ganun ba ang takbo ng kanilang storya. But of course, leading the pack was Andrea Caparal.
Andrea Caparal, over and over again since the inaugural season of MPVA, she has been the go-to spiker, one of the go-to spikers of Totanes during her last match. 16 points, as we can see, almost double, triple performance always for Caparal. 16 points, 15 on attacks, and 1 ace.
At syempre, she continues to be the bright spot for Negros, leading the team in all the games. Kaya naman titingnan natin, ano pa ba ang kailangang ipakita o kailangang ilaro nitong Negros against San Juan, lalo na these two teams gutom sa panalo, Jong. And definitely, sa tingin mo ba makikita natin si Totanes more on this game?
Well, I must say, Sheila, that Negros is a battle-tested team. What I can see right now is that they need help, especially for Andeng Caparal. She needs help, especially in scoring and defense here for Negros.
Now, we will see kung sino ba sa dalawang koponan na to ang mangingibabaw sa laro na to. Will it be San Juan Lady Knights, DHTSI, or Negros Mega Wide Blue Hawks? Yan ang ating alamin, kaya ipasa ko na sa ating venue announcer for the starters. I love it.
Officials for match number 11. Our first referee, Mr. Spink Kabusa. Second referee, Mr. Ikel Tero. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is the second season of Manny Pacquiao's Maharlika Pilipinas Volleyball Association, a liga para sa lahat. And this is the first match of our doubleheader game, a game between San Juan Lady Knights versus Negros ICC Blue Hawks. And now let's meet the first six for our San Juan Lady Knights. Led by opposite hitter, player number 2, KC Balingin. Middle blocker, Tony Nitura. Middle blocker, Noheli Sardena. Opposite hitter, Kunada Chamberlain. Center, Laura Clavano. Opposite hitter, Danica Kendrali. And their first libero, player number 3, Reyna Lee Kalisin. And their head coach, Coach Bernie Crisologo. And now let's meet the ICC Negros Blue Hawks first six, led by their outside hitter, player number 2, Andrea Cabara. Middle blocker number 3, J.L. Moraga. Opposite hitter, player number 7, Jela Lopez. Middle blocker, player number 9, Samantha Catamora. Outside hitter number 10, Angelis Cosme. Setter number 18, Cara Tamon. And their first libero, number 5, Shakina Barreto. Coaching ICC Negros Blue Hawks is Coach Jesse Boroga.
And there you have the starters for San Juan, Cuñada, Nitura, Clavano, Henrauli, Cerdena, Balingit, Kalisin. They're starting libero. On the side of Negros, we have Lopez, Moraga, Caparal, Cosme, Catamora, Tamon, and Barredo. They're starting libero. Para yan sa girls ni Coach Jesse Baroga. And nakita natin dito sa San Juan, ang dami naman palang present for this match. Jong, last game wala si Henrauli, and definitely that's addition for this Lady Knights.
Well, Sheila, this is not the usual suspects for both squads. Sabi mo nga, Gendrauli is here. At the same time, dito naman, for Negros, you have Jela Lopez, your usual opposite hitter, not starting the previous matches, now starting here kontra San Juan Lady Knights.
Pero hindi pa din si Totanes ang kanilang starter. But we'll see how this will change their game and definitely, get a win for this afternoon as we begin set number 1. A good floater. Clavano. Good pickup right there by the libero. And that's the first point para sa Negros.
Well, good decision dito for Tamon to activate Cosme. Well, Cosme, for the past games, kinakailangan ng maraming sets before talaga mag-init. And this time, pinainit, inumpisahan dito ni Tamon, and an automatic point here for Angeline Cosme.
The setter having a difficult time. Free ball para sa Negros. And that's another point earned by Negros. And of course, you have Jela Lopez.
And here Tamon activating not only the right wing spiker, but at the same time Jela Lopez hitting from the middle. You know what really very exciting here is that Tamon going against a well-experienced and veteran setter with Clavano.
Well, they have to, Tamon has to utilize yung kanilang, yung kanyang attackers, lalo na, need to be more aggressive, of course, crafty when it comes to sets compared to their last game.
Exactly. And you know what, Sheila, what made this game really very crucial is that if in case that Negros won this match against San Juan, they'll be having an identical record of 1 win and 3 losses. So for sure, that will really shake up the team standings after this match.
That's right. A good combination play, but will not work for Negros. Henrauli was picked up. Attack from the back. Clavano goes to the open. A drop na basa ni Clavano, but there's a whistle. Net touch ang itatawag ng ating referees laban sa San Juan.
Well, this is not, if you're someone, of course, this is not how you want to start your game. Kind of very slow. I mean, they really have a very good game during their opening game. But right now, sabi ko, they stumbled during the past two outings nila. Well, let's see how are they going to bounce back here contra Negros.
And that is a point earned with the help of the net para sa San Juan. And Cunyada getting that point.
And for the past 2 points dito ng San Juan, actually both are miss hits. Kanina sinitura on the running, miss time. Kunyada naman also miss hit that ball but was able to convert that into a point.
If I remembered correctly, John, the last match of San Juan, medyo matagal din sila bago nag-init. 'Di ba? And that made them, it was more difficult for them makabawi because of those errors at syempre hindi sila naging aggressive agad.
But before the Chila, how about that double quick combination
Play.
dito
Yes.
from Negros? What a play there from Tamon.
Yun yung sinasabi natin kanina na she has to be more creative when it comes to her sets. Kasi in the previous match, it was basic setup, di ba? Open, tres, dos lang, quattro yung kanyang binabato. Ngayon, nagkakaroon na siya ng combination play which I think makes it more difficult for the blockers of San Juan.
And Sheila, when seeing Negros play right now, I feel as if that they must have been really preparing here this match. I mean, this is a good start compared to their last 3 previous outings, and this is a challenge for San Juan. I mean, Negros, for sure, that losses made them really very hungry na bumawi dito sa laban na to.
Totally agree. They are already up by 4 here, and that's another service ace para sa Negros. Back-to-back-to-back points.
Yes, and not just a simple service ace dito galing kay Moraga, but 3 consecutive aces. What a statement, I must say, here for Moraga.
Definitely. 7 serving 2. And Rauli with the drop. Nabasa yan. Cross-court attack. That time, that's Andrea Caparal. And that's a hit that hindi na control nitong libero ng San Juan. First technical timeout lamang ang Negros, 8-2.
Your old self, the little girl.
Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable for only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
For Sam Catamora of Negros, stepping onto this court means more than just playing the game. It's about fulfilling the dream of her 12-year-old self. The little girl who once imagined wearing a team jersey representing something bigger than herself. Hindi man siya pinalad na makapasok sa collegiate leagues, she never stopped believing that her time would come. And now, ito na raw yun. Giving and encouraged and inspired by her father, Sam enters the season with one goal: to serve, to contribute, and to give her all for her team. Last school year nang magtapos siya sa kolehiyo at kahit marami ng oportunidad ang kumakatok, pinili niyang unahin muna ito. A promise to herself to finish what she started. In a team filled with players from different backgrounds, challenges are expected. Pero sa bawat palo, bawat hiyawan at bawat puntos, nakikita ni Sam ang isang bagay na mas matibay pa sa lahat: ang pagkakaisa sa iisang layunin na manalo. Back to you, Jong and
Thank you for that, Quinn. At syempre, isa ito sa platforms and we are very thankful definitely dahil maraming ang volleyball players na alam mo yun, nakikita natin very promising, may skill at talent pero hindi nabibigyan ng pagkakataong makatungtong sa pro, Jong.
And exactly, if one door closes, for sure another window of opportunity will open. I think that is one of the battle cries din dito ng MPVA, of course, to provide it to be an avenue where for our talents to showcase their sports dito in the MPVA.
Totally agree, Jong. But still, Negros continues to gain more points at lumalaki na nga ang kalamangan nila dito. Ten serving 2 at kanina pa nagsiserve
Si Moraga.
si Moraga. finally, Henrauli with the power in that last hit.
Sheila, I have a lot of expectations, especially for the players dito ng San Juan. Jendrauli, Kunyada, I mean, these players have proven track records of winning games. And right now, it is a test of endurance versus experience. So let's see who will win here in this match.
Grabe ka sa endurance. Pero totoo naman yan, Jong. But one thing, kailangan ng San Juan, magandang reception, magandang dig para makagawa ng play itong si Clavano. But in that last play, nakala natin pupunta sa San Juan ang puntos. There was a whistle at babalik sa Negros ang bola.
Well, I think yung palo ni Kaparal na yun at the center catches the line. I think it was overruled by our first referee. And right now, if you're going to see the play of Negros, Sheila, they're playing very, very loose. I mean, they're so comfortable right now, again, compared to their last 3 outings.
More aggressive sa
Yes.
simula, no, which is really needed by them as Enrauli hits the ball rather. At ibabalik ulit sa San Juan, Clavano to the open cross court, one of the longest rally. And that is a point by Caparal. That's a very tough angle, but very smart move.
And I think one of the problems dito ng San Juan is that their attacks has been quite really very predictable dito sa Negros. I mean, Clavano has been going to opposite and open, and yun nga, nadidepensan dito ng Negros. I think they really need to create more plays here.
Power tip again will not work for the Lady Knights. And Negros already leading by 10 points in the first part of our first set, Jong.
Well, I think for San Juan, they need to go back from the basics. I mean, during their first win in their opening game, Sardinia was highly utilized by Clavano because of their good reception. At yun yung missing link here in this match kontra Negros.
And that attack, that akala ng San Juan will out, but finding that angle, kaya naman mapapatawag ng timeout ang San Juan. What do you think is lacking in this game for San Juan, Jong?
You cannot question the skills. I mean, these players from San Juan are veteran players. Well, I think on their body language, they move really very tight, Sheila. And I mean, nothing to complicate things, but they really need to go back sa basics. They need to start from the reception and try to utilize Sardinia because the attacks has been really very predictable. Kaya nadidepensa ng maigi ng Negros.
So kung ikukumpara natin yung laro ng San Juan during their first game, kasi di ba panalo sila on their first game, ang taas ng energy nila sa umpisa pa lang on the court. So, pero ito hindi mo kakakitaan masyado ng aggressiveness. And we will see dahil siguro they are down big dito sa part ng match na to. But still, somebody has to step up. And, we have Kunyada, Henrauli, and Clavano, Cerdeña also here. So, maraming alas itong San Juan. They just need to utilize it. Meanwhile, that's an attack going wide. And San Juan getting that point.
And we're almost halfway through in ending the first set, Sheila. And would you believe here for Negros, only 1 error pa lang ang nakukumit nila. And I think that has been the advantage here for Negros. I mean, aside from very high percentage attacks, is that they are able to minimize their errors.
Totally agree. Kaya naman ganito rin kalaki ang kanilang kalamangan. Plus the fact that they put more effort when it comes to their offense and defense. That's really a plus for Negros at this part of the set. And with that, they will get another point. 15 serving 4. Attack from the open cross court. Picked up by Cosme. Cosme will try. Henrauli from the back. Back row hit. And that's again not too powerful of a hit, Jong. But I think it's well placed. Kaya hindi nagkaroon ng tamang pwesto yung depensa ng San Juan. Second technical timeout. It's still Negros on top, 16-4.
With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Back inside, of course, the Pasay Astrodome here in Pasay City for the Maharlika Pilipinas Volleyball Association 2025. At napapanood nyo sa screens ang San Juan at Negros for our first game as another service ace. Dito ang ipinakita ng Negros, and it's from Andrea Caparal.
And for San Juan, this is quite really very scary. I mean, you're lacking offense. And right now, on the defensive side, I mean, this also need to work out. I mean, for Negros, 4 na service aces already. But here for San Juan, I think they really need first, again, to go back to basics, nothing to complicate things, but they really need to go back to basics muna dito.
And I totally agree with you. Yun talaga ang kailangan ng San Juan. Dahil ito na nga, unti-unti sila kumbaga kinakain dito when it comes to the offense dahil wala silang first ball sa umpisa pa lang. So definitely Clavano will have a difficult time creating those shots. And even the drops, nababasa na anticipation on the side of Negros.
And here for Negros, of course, nothing to take away from them, but I mean, more than hitting the ball with so much muscle, they know exactly where to place the ball. It is really well placed, and it is the defensive side of San Juan that's really lacking anticipation. There's really a lot to work out, but here for San Juan, I know that this is really a big gap for Negros, but they really to score point need to get some momentum and carry that momentum into the second set.
We'll see how will this somehow makabawi ang San Juan. And there was another violation called against San Juan. At lumalaki na nga talaga dito ang kalamangan. They're having an advantage definitely. And San Juan in low spirits. I believe that it's part of the match, which hindi talaga nila kailangan because they just let Negros get more points.
And for Negros, this is the Negros that we know during the inaugural season, which we've missed in the previous season. And I think they're come back already in the usual form. So let's see if that will continue. And this is a big challenge now for San Juan to compensate the energy na pinapakita ng Negros here in this match.
And also, I like how Tamon is dinadala. At definitely nakikita na natin yung skill because in the last game, and if I'm not mistaken, nabanggit ng courtside natin noon na sinusubukan talaga ni Coach Jessie na bigyan pa ng mas maraming oras itong si Tamon to definitely be more confident when it comes to her setting skills. And we'll see as Clavano sets this one to the open down the line but picked up. Attack by Henrauli. One hand set and there was no one on the side of San Juan in that part of the court.
And
Parang napakadali ng drop ball na
They
yun,
made
no?
it look very easy. And Sheila, just when everybody thought that Tutanes is not starting here for Negros, just when everybody thought that this will be, the unfamiliar territory for Negros because the usual playmaker is not present on the court. But yeah, I mean, they're playing as if they're a well-oiled machine. So much familiarity right now here for Negros.
Which is totally the opposite of how they performed in their previous match. And definitely, this is an advantage for them. Kaya nilang lumaro against the veterans ng ganito kalaki ang kanilang kalamangan.
Exactly. Well, this time, sabi ko nga, this might seem really hard to cope up sa side ng San Juan. But the thing that they need to do here right now is to score more points, get momentum, and carry that momentum coming into the second set.
Kumbaga ito na yung pagkakataon nila na magpainit.
Exactly.
Diba? Para pagdating ng second set, somehow, kaya nila nga makipagsabayan with the energy and intensity na pinapakita nito ng Negros.
But mind you, for sure, with this big gap, Negros will surely come out in the second set with so much confidence considering that they dominate here in the first set.
Totally agree. Service ace, that's the first, if I'm not mistaken, by Bravo. They cannot, I'm referring to San Juan. San Juan cannot just rely on the errors
Oh, yeah.
na ginagawa dito ng Negros. They have to exert more effort.
And on that 6 points ng San Juan, 3 of which are attacks and 3 of which actually kalahati is error dito ng Negros. And no other players dito sa San Juan score more than 1 point. So a lot of assignments really needed here for San Juan Lady Knights.
That's correct. Good block by Nitura. And that is out.
But you know, error ito on the side of Negros, but Negros has the liberty, so much liberty to commit an error considering that big gap kontra San Juan.
Pero still, you know, there's no room for complacency. Mahirap
of course.
na. And that is, again out, back-to-back attack errors on the side of Negros.
And I like how the players from Negros sabay-sabay talaga kinukonvince yung referee natin that there was a touch. But well, good eye and good decision here from our first referee. No spin actually after Cosme hit that ball.
Almost a point. Chansa para sa Negros. Try the second time and that is successful.
And that no-look swipe, middle attack dito ni Moraga.
Serving for Negros is Karatamon. This is the setter.
Yeah.
Now leading the attack for Negros. Smart move by Clavano. Sabi niya, ako na nga munang pupuntos dito.
And here, you know, you cannot underestimate the skill of the setting skill of Clavano. I mean, coming to the second set, the receivers on the side of San Juan really need to make sure na magandang pasa dito to Clavano in order for her to create more plays.
That's a quick wrist work on the side of Negros. Kung titingnan mo, ang ganda nung timing.
Yeah.
And that was a power spike presented by Smart Power, all 99 load now. Sabas with an off-speed hit. Finally getting a point.
Well, we do hope that here in the latter part of the first set, those scores na nangagaling sa San Juan would actually become a spark plug for them as we go to the second set. But here for Negros, Sheila, I mean, the usual pillars of scoring sa Negros, Jella Lopez, Cosme, Katamura, Muraga, Caparal, already been highly efficient on their attacks.
Kaya naman ganito kalaki ang kanilang kalamangan. This is already at set point. Cross court and Malyari putting an end to set number 1. Aggressiveness, efficiency you mentioned, Jong, in all departments for Negros. Kaya naman natapos ang ating first set at 25-10 and Negros getting the first set.
Plans, play, game! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy! Simply reliable for only 85 pesos. With now!
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Pasay City, a gateway to the world, a haven of hospitality, full of captivating places, rich in Filipino culture, a shopper's paradise. the heart of business and events in the metro. A sporting paradise. A place of culinary delights. The entertainment center. A place where you can rejuvenate your mind, body, and soul.
Experience Pasay City, the smart eco city, where fun begins and lasting memories are made.
$25-10 is the score as Negros takes on set number 1. At syempre, una pa lang, nakita na natin yung kanilang aggressiveness with the back-to-back service aces. Jong.
Well, during the first set, Sheila, it is really pretty obvious who wants it badly. And it is Pasay, showing so much dominance. They started the first set really strong. At sabi ko nga, they must have been really preparing, and those 3 straight losses ng Negros dito, I mean, they made him really very hungry for a win. And also more than the spikers, let's give credit to the good setting and distribution of Tamon at yung napagandang pasa ni PK dito kay Tamon, allowing Tamon to distribute well yung offense dito ng Negros.
It was a total team effort on the side of Negros so for the first set. But on the other side, for San Juan, they need to be more aggressive. Lalo na kung titingnan natin yung numero dito on the statistics, ang laki ng kalamangan when it comes to the attacks, already 17-6 only. At ito nga yung binabanggit natin, yung aces.
Yeah.
Negros has 4 but San Juan has none.
Of course, if you're San Juan, you want a different story. You want a different ending coming into the second set. In order for them to create a new story here in the second set, they really need to go back to the basics. They really need to remember who they were, the team who won their opening match here in the MPVA.
That's right, pero kung titingnan natin, iba yung nagsisimula ngayon for San Juan. But we'll see how these girls will try to, cope with their first set loss. Free ball ang ibibigay sa Negros. Tamon, back quick set, and that is Jella Lopez with their first point.
And for the past games dito ng Negros, Jella Lopez, she's been in and out, coming off from the bench, and right now starting here for the Negros, really made so much difference for this really very versatile opposite hitter of Negros.
But the blockers of San Juan, I believe, has to be, has yung focus nila, and when it comes to reading the setups, malaking tulong yon dahil katulad nun, hindi nila nabantayan yung palo ni Lopez. We'll see. And another soft touch. Lack of anticipation on the side of San Juan. And Negros just really being smart when it comes to their attacks.
And I think that has the advantage of Andeng Caparal dito, Sheila. I mean, she's known to be a strong hard hitter. Kita mo, matras na yung depensa dito ng San Juan. So she has the liberty to do the drop ball. So much opening dito on the side of San Juan.
That's right. We'll see. And that time, iba naman ang nakapuntos for Negros. This is Moraga.
Let's take on the replay, Sheila. I really like every time Moraga is hitting the ball. So much aesthetic and so much. Likita mo yun, no look, quick attack there coming from Moraga.
Din niya, no?
Oo.
Service is
and right now, Sheila, Negros is scoring everywhere. I mean, they're scoring not only in the attack line but also on the service deck. So much load and so much muscle here right now, even from the services of Negros.
yun talaga yung isa sa mga pumapatay dito sa San Juan. They have to break, or be able to get a good first ball. And that is Sabas.
Yeah. And I know that here, second set will be a different story for San Juan. I mean, you have your veterans, Jeannie Sabas, Kunyada is still here, Nitura is still at the middle. So let's see how are they going to execute this game here in the second set.
Attack error this time, given up by Negros. Good first ball. Tamon. Miscommunication. No, that's 4
Yeah.
touches already.
Well, good call coming from our first referee. And also for San Juan, I mean, they keep on playing. You know, sometimes you really need to wait for the whistle ng ating first referee. But for the Negros, good intention. I mean, Tamon wanted to for a double combination. Unfortunately, that was not over.
Another attack error para dito sa Negros. And this is the first time that we are tied at 4.
And this is also the first time that Negros committed a back-to-back error since the first set.
Naibalik pa yan ng Negros. Henraule picked up. Tamon goes to the opposite. Cuñada not getting that attack by Lopez.
And this is now becoming very deadly for Negros with a deadly duo combination of Jella Lopez and Andeng Caparal. And also, nothing so flashy dito kay Cosme, but she's really very good on defending that ball.
Service ace by Moraga.
Service ace
Nakakarami
number
na
4.
talaga. Yes, nakakarami
From
na itong
Moraga.
Negros. Since the first set. After that ace, error given up.
But nonetheless, here for Negros, I think the only thing that they need to reconsider is to minimize the errors. I mean, they've already given 3 free points dito for San Juan, but for San Juan, they need to do their assignment. They need to have a good passing to Clavano in order to have a very good execution.
Whistle was blown, and that is a lifting violation by Katamora. And on the floor right now is the team captain, also back in the game, Manukay.
And Negros, they need to be extra careful in giving away free points here to San Juan.
Tamon back quick, medyo mataas ang drop. Off speed na base ng Negros. Good block this
Wow.
time by San Juan.
Well,
Yes, Manukay and
Manukay.
Ekalia teaming up to defend that attack.
well, I think the anticipation is right here for San Juan. The totally different team coming here in the second set and the first block point for both teams.
And another violation. Wow, this is Negros
Yeah.
continues to commit. Pupunta tayo sa first technical timeout. Dalawa lang kalamangan ng Negros, 8-6.
Projects, plans, play, game! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy! Simply reliable for only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now!
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Sometimes it's not your opponents you are up against, it's yourself. For the San Juan Lady Knights, the battle goes beyond the court. With games happening one after another, their training has become the matches themselves. Coach admits, hindi na nga makatakbo yung iba. And going into today's game, he hopes na maigapang nila ito. After 2 straight losses, they are determined to fight their way back. Pagod man ang katawan, buo pa rin ang loob. And for the San Juan Lady Knights, teamwork and faith keeps them going. And as they say, athletes don't quit when they are tired. They quit when they are done. That's it for me, Jong and Sheila.
Thank you, Quinn. And I'll correct myself. It's San Juan leading.
Yeah.
After this first technical timeout, 9, serving 6. At syempre, well, based on the report of Quinn, diba, hindi naman na mag-give up ka
Yeah, of
agad-agad itong
course.
mga team na to.
And I couldn't agree more dito kay Kane. I mean, there is the irony of playing volleyball. It is more than physical strength, but, you know, the strength of mental fortitude. And kita mo yung difference, Sheila, when you're playing together with your mind and your physical strength. I mean, kita mo, San Juan right now, bouncing back big time dito in the second set.
And ito yung sinasabi ko sa'yo since their last game because somebody has to step
Yeah.
up. Alam mo, kahit hindi naman makapuntos, it's, yung spirit, yung,
Yeah.
kumbaga, magbibigay ng energy on the court. And I think, having, of course, another veteran on the court with Maya Manukay, that's definitely a plus for San Juan. But in this last sequence, Katamora with a good decision at nagulat si Nitura doon sa drop na yon.
And you're right. I mean, maybe it has been Manukay and Ekalia being the spark plug and right on cue.
This lefty doing wonders for San Juan at this part of the match. And that was a power spike presented by Smart Power All 99. Load now.
Well, Ikalia and Manukay is not present during the first set. So for sure, itong Negros trying to study the offense style of these two squads.
Correct, but in that last sequence, it was Negros getting that point. Sabas misreading the attack.
But of course, here for San Juan, yes, it's pretty obvious. You're gaining momentum. The spark plug is there. But, I mean, you need to mind that Negros is Negros. Negros is a team who dominates the statistics during the first set. So you need to be also extra careful.
At saka matibay yan, kahit
Oo.
malaki yung hinahabol nila, talagang babawi at babawi sila. But another error committed by Conyada in that last frame. And substitution on the side of San Juan. Balingit on the floor.
And you know what, Sheila, I think the missing link dito for San Juan, why they're having some problem on kicking start the scoring contra Negros, Conyada. I mean, Conyada right now, after the first set, only 1 point. I mean, of course, Manukay and Egala been contributing, but Conyada is missing link right now here for San Juan.
Well, Ekalia again getting another point. And she has to be utilized lalo na
Oo.
umiinit na siya by this time. And power tip again will work on the side of Negros. And that time, it's Angeles Cosme.
And you know, those power tips, kita mo bentang-benta dito sa San Juan, the way Angeli Cosme takes off, it looks like she'll gonna hit that ball really hard. And kita mo the defense pattern dito ng San Juan, umatras because bentang-benta dito yung approach ni Cosme. And good anticipation and decision for Cosme to do an off-speed.
On the other side of San Juan naman, hindi nila nababasa
Oo.
ng maayos and yung bola. And you said lack of anticipation. Sabas. Oh. Free ball for Negros. Another one. Finally nakuha yan. Balingit will try down the line. And na-miss natin yung mga ganong atake ni Casey Balingit.
And we do hope that this could be the start for San Juan, for everybody to contribute points. Because dito, Sheila, Ikala pumasok na ng second set but already have 3 points. And the rest of the team, no other players score more than 1 point dito for San Juan.
That's right. Another attack for Negros, courtesy of Moraga. Dito nakikita ko na yung connection ni Tamon sa kanyang mga attackers. Kasi last time hindi natin nakita yun because of yung fluidity at saka yung setting up. Hindi pa ganon kalinis. But dito yung connection, communication is really apparent.
Exactly. And of course, let's give credit. I mean, this player is playing behind the spotlight, but how about Pique? The libero Sheila. Halos di na gumagalaw si Tamon every
True.
time na mapasa dito ni Pique yung bola.
And that's a point earned here by San Juan. Casey Balingit serves for San Juan. Combination play that really works for Negros kanina pa.
I mean, that works for Negros. For sure, they've practiced that many times. Kanina ba, Sheila, yung combination dito ng Negros, I mean, it's really very high percentage and good factor din. I mean, Jela Lopez is here inside the court playing for Negros.
That's right. Another drop. Nababasa na ng Negros yan, but Nitura just hitting it a bit stronger, forcing the ball to go out.
For San Juan, I understand that when the setter set the ball to you, you have to hit the ball really hard. But more than hitting the ball hard, you need to be intentional on scoring. And I think that's also what's lacking dito for San Juan. You need to be intentional in hitting that ball, not just for the sake of hitting that ball.
Whoa, what an
Wow.
attack by Jella Lopez. Finally tying the score at 14.
And Sheila talking about being intentional. Look at Jella Lopez facing cross court but mid-air deciding to do a down the line kill. That is really very deceiving of a Jella Lopez hit.
But she recognized yung wala kasing nabablock
Oo.
dun sa side na yun. It was left wide open. Attack on the other side, cross court. At hindi yan nabasa dito ng libero ng San Juan. That's Noval is the libero of
Oh.
San Juan for this match, Jong.
Oh, I knew it. I've been looking for, for veterans like Sabas and Nuval. And this is a totally different thing here for San Juan. I mean, Nuval, Sheila, one of the pillars of scoring for San Juan now playing as a defense specialist
Yeah.
dito.
But I'm not really sure what the coach of San Juan
Oo.
wants to happen in this game. And another drop. Getting that point by Negros. Na iba ang takbo ng storya natin dito as we go to our second technical timeout. This time 16-14.
Projects, plans, play, game! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy! Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now!
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
You're still watching the Maharlika Pilipinas Volleyball Association. This is first game. San Juan versus Negros. At syempre lahat ng laro ay mapapanood nyo ng live and free exclusively on pusop.com. Your game, your community. Join now. This is also powered by Smart, the official telco partner of the MPVA. And thank you to our media partner, Smart Sports at Puso Pilipinas. Kanina lamang pa dito yung San Juan, Jong, but heading to the second technical timeout, it's Negros already leading by 3.
And just like that, that 3-point lead kanina ng San Juan was able to now down to 2.
Because of that service error of Angelis Cosme. Serving for San Juan. This is Clavano, the setter. Tamon goes to the opposite, of course. It's a Jella Lopez. Percentage attacker for Negros, and San Juan should recognize that since the beginning dahil it was Jella Lopez, leading the scoring on the opposite side.
And no one is defending on the side of San Juan. Abigail Nubal, medyo nakaabante. And this still hindi pa rin ako nakamove on dun, Sheila. We know that Abigail Nubal, if not the pillar of scoring dito ng San Juan, now playing as a libero. We know how high her vertical jump is, but right now maybe the coaching staff may have a different game plan here for San Juan.
Kailangan mo nang makamove on,
Oo.
Jong, for this game lang. Tingnan natin pag nag-init yan. Of course, we all know that Noval is a versatile player. Pero it's Jella Lopez showing more versatility and power. Continues to score from that side of the court.
For San Juan, this is the hardest part for a valuable player. Physical, if there's a lot of things that you have to improve physically, and then sasabay the mental. I mean, it's really so hard. I mean, it's really so hard because here for San Juan, aside from offense, they also need to work out on defense. Talking about offense, Sheila, aside from Ikala scoring 3 points, no other team members from San Juan scoring more than 1 point. So that is something that they really need to work out.
Muntik nang malunod si Manukay in that setup, but it was a lucky break for San Juan.
Well, that is already a missed hit, but a point is still a point. And San Juan will take that point coming off a quick attack of Manukay.
Another point awarded to San Juan because of the violation committed by Negros. They're only chasing 1 point.
And
Sabas serving
Yeah.
for San Juan.
errors been piling up here on the side of Negros.
Duval setting this one to the opposite. Ekalia is backed. Balingit with power in that
Yeah.
last hit.
And sabi ko nga, these players will not be here if skills is not present. They just really need to be intentional on their attacks.
Tied na naman tayo sa 19, kaya naman napatawag ng timeout dito si Coach Jesse. But that's part of the game.
Ako rin, nakita ko medyo napa-oops ako. Ang hirap kunin. Nag-all na. Ay, bawi ka ay! Bawi ka!
Check, simula mo sa first ball.
Ay! Kaya mo yan!
Actually, first technical timeout lamang yung San Juan. Nakabawi sila, pero ito tied na naman tayo. What seems to be happening on the side of Negros?
Here for Negros, they've been giving away free points. I mean, since the beginning, since we kick off second set, they've been giving free points dito to San Juan. Is that just San Juan failed to really capitalize on the free points na binibigay ng Negros? That's why still lamang pa rin ding Negros dito ng isa.
Pero we have to give credit on the effort displayed here by San Juan dahil nakalamang sila at the middle part of set number 2. Yun nga lang, hindi nila naalagaan yung kalamangan na yun. And those middle setups, middle quick attacks and back quick attacks, that's what really is very challenging on the side of San Juan dahil hindi nila nababasa. Plus, service aces na kanina pa yun na nakakapuntos ang Negros.
And sabi ko, it's really quite to have that kind of momentum. Yeah, it's pretty obvious that San Juan needs to work on their offense. But at the same time, Sheila, on their service reception and their coverage, that is something that they need also to work out. Nakilang service aces na dito yung Negros. That, Negros, that San Juan failed to cover.
Another error on the side of San Juan by Ekalia. That's too much angle. 22 serving 19. Biglang lumamang dito ang Negros. Good first ball this time. Combination play and that was a point earned by KC Balingit.
Well, kanina during the early part of our second set, it was Ekalia who made difference now in the latter part of the second set. It is Balingit. Well, let's see on the third set, baka magsabay-sabay na ng dalawa and that could make a big difference dito for San Juan.
Which is good, no? Kasi yung sinasabi natin, somebody, that's 4 touches. Yung sinasabi natin na kapag hindi gumagana yung isa, somebody has to step up. Diba? But in that case, Balingit commits an error. And tatlo nga ang lamang dito ng Negros, napatawag ng timeout ang San Juan. And it's the errors actually of San Juan this time. Yun ang nakakadagdag sa puntos ng Negros.
But I must say that this timeout is strategic on the side of San Juan. I mean, you want to cut, you want to freeze the momentum of Negros because this is just a 3-point lead and this could still be anybody's game. And this 3-point lead of Negros is still very manageable if you're San Juan. At
saka tingnan mo yun, nasa front line ng San Juan, you have Manukay, you have Balingit in front. Clavano only has 2 options, pero sa side ng Negros, There are 3 spikers. You have Siazon, Moraga, and Angelis Cosme. Clarification dito sa San Juan.
Oh yes, I mean, Manukay here trying to, the captain, as a captain, trying to, of course, clear things out. But, however, a yellow card was given by our first referee.
Palitan ng player dito for Negros. Libre checking in. They're leading by 3. Balingit was blocked. Clavano goes to Ecalia from the back. Tutanes on the floor already. Clavano with a drop, pero nabasa ni Tutanes yan. Both teams are scrambling on the floor. Tutanes gives this one to the open, and still the ball is alive. Sabas with the free ball. Chansa for Negros, and that point will go to San Juan.
And ending and piling up errors is the story here for Negros. And that error, sabi ko nga, has helped San Juan to really stay close here contra Negros. And we're in the latter part of the second set, and this game could still be anybody's game. So both teams, not only Negros, really need to be extra careful, especially on that unforced errors.
Sapino serving for San Juan. 21 serving 23. Tutanes bibigay sa open. Sabas able to get that one. Clavano will give a free ball. Another try to the open. Oh, that's
No.
you don't, hindi natin alam kung anong klaseng atake yun. Pero naibalik nila yung bola this time. Balingit will try and finally getting that point. Both teams scrambling on their floor defense kanina pa. But we'll see, it was San Juan who was able to get that hard-earned point. Another timeout called here by Negros. Let's listen in.
Dalawa, pasa ha. Dito, kunin mo yung blocker. Kaylee, huwag kang matakot. Bigyan mo lang. Ikaw, dito ready, baka lumapit, pero ko-cover ka. Ha? Cover tayo. Cover tayo, ha? Wala ba rin tayo mo?
And that specific play in instruction coming from Coach Baroga will only be possible, Sheila, if they had a very good reception. Well, on that instruction, it will be a running attack. It will be running attack to Moraga to get a blocker, to open up itong si Cosme. But well, let's see if they can execute that. And I'm right, Sheila.
Yes! That's a good play. Finally getting this another point. Yun yung maganda doon kasi nagawa nilang ma-execute, naiwan. Mag-isa yung blocker ng San Juan because of the decoy running at that time. And with that, balik si Tamon and Lopez on the floor.
And that's how you want to respond, after a timeout. And if you were Coach Baroga, I mean, you will be very happy that your specific instruction was properly executed by your players.
Naninigurado na kasi nga nakahabol na dito yung San Juan. As Tamon serving for the set. Clavano to Balingit. And that ball is out and no touch. Awarding that point to Negros. And Negros winning another set against the Lady Knights. And what an effort they displayed. 25-22 for set number 2.
Projects, plans, play, game! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy! Simply reliable for only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Unli projects, plans, play, game! With Smart Unli 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable for only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Destination Pasay City. A gateway to the world. A haven of hospitality. Full of captivating places. Rich in Filipino culture. A shopper's paradise. The heart of business and events in the metro. A sporting paradise. A place of culinary delights. The entertainment center. A place where you can rejuvenate your mind, body, and soul.
Experience Pasay City, the smart eco city, where fun begins and lasting memories are made.
(25-22) is the score for set number 2, Jong. Nakita na natin sa parte na to na unti-unting bumabawi at bumabangon itong San Juan, but still, it's the errors, that really made it more difficult for them.
For Negros, I mean, it is a team effort of Caparal with 10 points, Lopez, Moraga with 9 and 8 respectively. And for San Juan naman, Sheila, it is only Balingit and Cal who just entered in the second set who've made really big significance with 5 points for Balingit and for Cal. And I must say here, for Negros, though despite it, they given much errors in the 3 points ito sa San Juan, which San Juan failed to capitalize and to create their own points. I think here for Negros, they really finished so strong. And as we can see on the statistics, Sheila, a big improvement for San Juan from 4 attack points only in the first set. Now, up by 8 points with 12, 16 big points on attacks for Negros. And I must say, big improvement for both squads. So here in the third set, let's see who will have that momentum for Negros to end this match and for San Juan to extend this match into 5 sets. Let's see.
Consistent itong Negros when it comes to their aces. No? Set number 1, 4 aces. Pagdating sa second set, for another 4 aces. At malaking bagay yun for them to earn more points. As we begin the third set, and it was Negros getting their first point.
And Negros really do challenging the service reception of San Juan. And I think also that is why San Juan is really having such a hard time on converting those points, the attack points into points, because nahihirapan mag-set dito si Clavano. Nakahirapan siya mag-create ng play. And I think that is something that they really need to work out if they want to extend this match.
That's right. But if you will look at the body language of San Juan, nakita mo medyo mabagal yung galaw. Parang ang bigat nila on the floor. Pero compare this to the movement being displayed here by Negros, I think that's really one of the things na talagang nagpapaangat sa kanila to get more points.
And right now, after that hit, Jella Lopez, the second player from Negros for both squad, I must say, who entered double digits, 10 points now for Jella Lopez.
Clavano, Tunitura, picked up. Tamon goes that time to Angelis Cosme, pero napalakas ang hampas.
And she knew it. Angelique Cosme knew it right after she hit that ball. Tumaligod na. But it's okay. I mean, it's still early part of the third set. Still a lot of time to make up for that mistake.
First, the service ace for San Juan.
Here for someone, Sheila, I do really expect that after that good showing and considering that si Ikalia at si Balingit pinasok lang on the second set, yet they're able to outscore all of the starters, that they will be starting dito on the third set. And let's see how are they going to perform considering they top score the second set.
Nakita mo dun sa binigay na actually ibinalik lang sa San Juan. That easy
Yun.
ball. Pero nakapuntos pa rin yung Negros dito.
And it really talks about so much, about their anticipation, about their coverage.
3 serving 2. Good first ball. Clavano, combination play to Sabas. Easy pick up by the libero. Lopez. And that's another powerful attack by Lopez. Pero ito, may report si Quinn Bacarce. Let's listen in, Quinn.
Even after winning the first 2 sets, head coach Jesse Baroga of Negros was quick to point out the errors they committed. Now with Negros determined to secure their first win of the season, the team is focused on eliminating every possible mistake that could cost them the match. Their system is in place. Their training has been solid. All that is left to execute and prove it on the court. Jong and Sheila.
Well, thank you for that, Kenny. Well, I like how Coach Baroga actually recognized the things that they need to improve as a team. Well, despite a very dominant win in the first set, and obviously in the second set, they gave so much free points dito for San Juan. At sabi ko nga dito, the 3 straight losses, Sheila ng Negros, made them really very desperate, really very hungry for the first and elusive win dito for Negros.
It's always the positive mindset, eh, 'di ba? Syempre, well, as the head coach, of course you need to be the one, na maging optimistic kung ano man ang maging storya o nangyayari sa team mo. And of course, dahil wala pa nga silang nakukuhang panalo dito, they have to do something about it, and we are seeing it right now. Ekalia here again, getting another point.
Of course, you appreciate the effort of Ekalia in Balingit here. But if Clavano will always go to Ekalia, will always go to Balingit, Sheila, this will be really very predictable. If only 2 players for San Juan will contribute, this will be really very predictable dito for Negros. So they also need to identify other players to contribute here for San Juan.
That's right. Balingit was picked up by Barredo. Lopez, one-handed. Chance ball para sa Negros. Nabasa yan dito ng San Juan. Attack from the back. Balingit will try. Picked up again by Barredo. A good D by the libero. And Ekalia, really brainy in that move.
Nakadalawa na sa Ekalia doon, Sheila. Kita mo dito, yung mga veteran moves ni Ekalia. Nothing so fancy, no flashy on that attack. Just using the hands, the fingertips actually of the blocker, swiping that ball out, and again scoring here for San Juan.
Ang laking bagay ni Ekalia sa San Juan for this match, no? Off the block. Nahabol yan ni Sabas. Clavano goes again to Ekalia. Off speed, pero nabasa ni Lopez. And violation called against Negros.
What San Juan is trying to prevent here, Sheila, is that if Negros won this match against San Juan, they will be identical. With 1 win and 3 losses. And imagine how that result shake up our team standings if ever na mangyari yun. And I think Negros is really somehow close to make that happen.
Well, good net defense earlier by San Juan. But nakabawi yung Negros na utakan din itong si Ekalia in that last attack.
At gusto ko yung bawi doon ni Kaparal, Sheila, just giving Ekalia a taste of her own medicine, di ba? Just wiping the ball out using the fingertips of Ekalia.
Good first ball, Clavano to Balingit, blocked. And the ball is still alive, naibalik si San Juan. Clavano goes to Ekalia. Denied. Goes to the opposite. Balingit with an off speed. That will not work. Regalo pero naiangat ulit. Chansa para sa San Juan. Finally, combination play. Good defense by Negros, but that ball goes to their court. And it was San Juan getting a reward with that hard-earned setup.
And this UE Lady Warriors stand out. Really, I stand out right now for San Juan. Balingit na Nicalia.
Back-to-back points para sa San Juan Lady Knights. And Ekaya is the bright spot for San Juan at this part of the match. 8-6 is the count, San Juan on top.
Projects, plans, play, game! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now!
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Ang mga nanay, kinokonsidera ang ilaw ng tahanan because of all the love and services they can give. And Team ICC Negros found that in their team captain /setter/playing coach Ira Tutanes. Mama I is the new nickname she is enjoying, a term from Angeles Cosme and now used by the whole team. Coming from Perpetual where she was the youngest and after transferring to ICC, siya na ang pinakamatanda. Alam niyang she's in for bigger roles. At bilang isang ina ng team, she only wants her teammates/mga anak to be injury-free and have a healthy mindset, something she knows is enough for them to win. Anong kailangan mo? Alcohol, food, care, or love? Mama I Tutanes is willing to give all of that for Team Negros. Sheila and Jong.
Thank you, Quinn. And of course, one of the masasabi talagang veterano ng Negros itong si Tutanes, not only inside the court but also off the court.
Yes. And I like how Tutanes is not just a setter, not just a veteran player, but as a mother, to her teammates. And, setter is a position that is a non-scoring position, yes, but I think imagine the responsibility. I mean, you need to be a leader, not only on orchestrating the offense, but at the same time, leader, even off-court here for Negros.
Well, I think yung ganong role, hindi lang talaga sa loob ng court. It's because, as the kumbaga, veteran sa team, yung care mo, hindi lang sa loob, talagang lalabas yan ng volleyball court. And, well, I'm happy that the teammates appreciate her efforts on that. Meanwhile, there is another point earned by San Juan with that tip or error committed by Negros.
And also, Sheila, just to add on what you said, I remember I spoke with Ira Tutanes, the previous season. Being the ate for Negros, she mentioned before na hindi pa habang buhay, nandyan siya. So she's trying to pave the way for the new players and of course, maintaining the legacy for Negros.
That's right, but that was a power spike presented by Smart Power All 99. Load now. Ganda ng setup, walang blockers dito. Sa San Juan, kaya naman nakita yung that was an easy attack as another error para dito sa San Juan. And we are now tied again, or tied at 10.
And this is what I'm talking about, Sheila. For Clavano, she's been going to Balingit and Nicalia, and that has been really very predictable. Alam na ng Negros kung kanino pupunta yung opensa dito ng San Juan.
That's right. Pero on the side of Negros, hindi mabasa ng San Juan kung kanino ibibigay ni Tamon yung bola. Kita mo, diba? It's laging sinasabayan yung nagdidigoy. As another ace earned here by Negros.
And primarily, Sheila, because a lot actually scoring dito for Negros.
Timeout called right here. Pero ito nga, hindi pwedeng magpabaya dito ang San Juan. Lalo na kahit na dalawa pa lang itong kalamangan ng Negros.
Definitely. And this has been the same exact story during the second set, Sheila. San Juan having that early momentum during the early part of every set. And then here comes Negros, babawi. And that is when San Juan failed to cope up sa scoring naman dito kontra Negros.
At syempre, yan ang ating mga nakakasamang nanonood dito live. And that was this game's community cam powered by pusopi.com. Your game, your community. Join now. And sa ating mga volleyball fans, kung kayo ay malapit lang within the area, watch the games live. Dito po sa Cuneta Astrodome, Pasay Astrodome sa Pasay City. Meron pa tayong isang laro after this as another ace by Katamora. Umuulan ng service aces on the side of Negros.
Actually, kanina pa umuulan dito ng service aces, especially on the side of Negros. And that, I think, that changed the game. More than the attacks, I think the heavy loaded services dito ng Negros really changed the game more than scoring. But it's shaking up the service reception dito ng San Juan, not allowing Clavano to create a play.
And hindi rin ang dinababasa ng San Juan yung mga services na yun. And because that has been their problem kanina pa. Kaya naman dumadami itong puntos ng Negros from the service area. But that time, error or point earned by Negros, 4 na. Agad ang kalamangan nila dito. 14 serving 10.
And just like that, Negros was able to redeem themselves here.
Good read that time at the net by San Juan.
Sayang yun. I mean, kala ko makakascore na naman yung aesthetic and slick kind of middle attack dito ni Moraga.
Diba? From the back na yun,
Oo,
ha?
kanina, sumaside-side na si
ngayon
Moraga.
naman sa likod.
Oo, ngayon no-look back quick attack na siya ngayon.
Good first ball. Tamon goes to the other side, pero nabasa ng libero. Clavano, off-speed hit. Drop. Good coverage right there. Attack from the back. Sumobra, and naiangat pa rin ng San Juan ang bola. Tsansa para sa Negros. And that's an attack hitting the shoulder of Sabas.
Well, Angelique may struggled during the second set, and I like how she bounced back here in the third. You know, if there is one player dito sa Negros whom I can say yung prototype outside hitter na opensa and depensa, I think that is Angelique Osme.
And for the side of San Juan, hindi nila pwedeng maiwan mag-isa.
Oh, yeah.
Isang blocker in front, kahit sino man. Yung spiker dito ng Negros. Sabas, bumawi. But they need more of that.
I just can't imagine Sheila. I mean, of course, kudos to Ikalin Balingit. But again, missing link. Where's Noval on scoring? Jeannie Sabas, Abigail Noval is not present scoring. Kunyada not present here for San Juan. But imagine if nagsabay-sabay itong 5 scoring
At
pillars.
maganda yung laro,
Oo,
diba?
That could have set a different tone here for San Juan.
Totoo yan. Kasi kanina nilagay naman sila on the floor, sabay-sabay. Nandun si Kunyada, nandun si Nitura, nandun si Henrauli. Pero I think they woke up on the wrong side of the bed. So somebody actually has to step up. And this so far is maganda ang pinapakita, except in that service by Clavano, giving away another point to Negros. 16-13 is the tally as we head on to our second technical timeout.
Projects, plans, play, game! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy! Simply reliable for only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now!
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
You can catch all the games live and free exclusively on pusopi.com. Your game, your community. Join now. MPVA is powered by Smart, the official telco partner, and special thanks to our media partners, Smart Sports and Puso Pilipinas. You are watching the first game of our doubleheader, San Juan and Negros. Negros nakakadalawang set na dito. Clavano. Free ball for Negros. Tamon with a quick setup. And at that time, it's Moraga getting another point. It's becoming easier for Negros to get more points. Little bit hesitation on the side of San Juan in that last sequence. 17 serving 13. Clavano to Ecalia. Naangat yan ni dito ng Negros. And another easy cross-court hit. That time it's Caparal.
And Sheila, the deadly combination of Caparal and Lopez is really kind of very unstoppable, I must say. And Caparal making it looks very easy, but that catches the line on that cross-court kill.
Hindi naman na ganun ka-complicated itong setup ni Tamon, di ba? Basic lang. Kanina pa nagkakagulo dito ang San Juan as Tamon sets this one to the open. Solo block by Sabas.
Oh.
Great effort, but that time it's San Juan earning a point.
Well, we're already halfway through here on ending the third set. And I mean, even though that here Ecalia just attempted one-man block there for Ecalia, yet successful. And that's what you want to see sa player, Sheila. I mean, the commitment, despite their leading, but the commitment to defend your court. And I think Ecalia.
Off the block. Puntos para sa Negros.
And it has been like an automatic point talaga every time na binabato ni Tamon yung bola sa opposite to Jelly Lopez and sa outside here to Caparal.
And kanina ko pa nga sinasabi, I like how Tamon is able to connect now to her percentage spikers compared to their last game. As Ecalia sees that opening and gaining a point.
And this has been Ecalia Balingit showdown here for San Juan.
15 serving 19. Cuñada on the floor. Tamon to Lopez off the block. Another point.
And Jella Lopez, this has been her personality, Sheila. She's really unbothered though, despite having the presence of the blockers on her spike. Still, she'll going to hit that ball really hard. And most likely, talagang pupuntos at pupuntos dito si Jella Lopez.
Tutanes. Mami I on the floor and Libre in front. (20 serving 15). Good first ball. Goes to Ecalia again down the line but picked up by Negros. Free ball for San Juan. And that is just too wide.
And here comes Ecalia trying to find a spot dito sa side ng Negros simply because of the impeccable defense na pinapakita dito ni Cosme. Sabi ko nga sa'yo, Cosme is the prototype of a very good outside hitter number 2. I mean, really very good on the offense but as well as on the defensive side.
Totally agree with you on that, Jong. Pero ito naman. Another point here by Libre.
And kita mo si Coach Baroga now trying to insert yung mga bench player niya to experience some quality playing time here in this match. Must-needed match for a win here kontra San Juan.
No, ito yung challenge kapag ikaw yung setter. Pag alam mo yun, with this lead ng Negros, kung ako yung setter ng San Juan, di mo talaga iisipin paano mo ba ma-utilize lahat ng attackers mo, di ba? I think trust is a really big word pagdating sa lahat ng aspeto. But, Clavano just needs to, trust more of her attackers and be creative with her setups. Hindi pwedeng basic lang kasi madaling nababasa ng Negros yung ganong mga setup.
Exactly. And right now that, of course, this girl on your screen, Cosme and PK, I mean, with Cosme at the back, it looks and feel as if dalawa yung libero dito ng Negros. And it's really so hard na laglagan ng bola yung Negros with that kind of defense style.
Almost a point here for San Juan, pero babalik sa kanilang bola. Chansa for the Lady Knights. Combination play, Balingit will try. Picked up right there. Miscommunication. Lavano goes to Balingit with a drop, pero nandun si Pique. At nagkagulo ang depensa ng San Juan because of that drop ball.
And it's really pretty obvious that Coach Baroga really wanted to tapusin na. I mean, you have your veteran setter, the cerebral assassin of Negros, Ira Tatanes, inside the court to do the playmaking.
That's the strategy of Coach Jesse. 23 serving 15. Clavano to Balingit. Yung mga ganon yung hinihintay natin kanina pa. Bihirang-bihira yan.
And Sheila, they can. I mean, you can question their capability because they can. Again, it's not just they need to solidify the basics, which is the reception. And Clavano could actually set that better to the outside. And kita mo, kaya nang pumatay dito ng San Juan. Again, they just have to solidify the basics and identify the perfect combination that could start up dito for your team.
That's a quick picked up by San Juan. Libre tries. Nakakuha yan dito. And Rowley on the floor now. Where is the setter for San Juan?
But you know, mahaba pa to, Sheila. Mahaba pa yung tournament natin. And for sure, along the way, this San Juan will gel really well. Could learn from the veterans, especially Danica Generale. She's a former national team member, so for sure the experience that she could put in dito for San Juan Lady Knights will really be very valuable.
Well, no questions on that, Jong. But we'll see how San Juan, will progress in this tournament as Libre commits an error.
And right now, with only 1 point to have a statement first win dito for Negros, I mean, Coach Baroga for sure will allow that error coming from Libre.
Tanes to the opposite. There were 4 girls attempted to get that attack by Negros, but unsuccessful. Kaya naman, this is Negros finally getting their first win of this tournament and defeating San Juan Lady Knights in straight sets, Jong.
Exactly. You know, before we start this game, Sheila, I know that this will be a clash of comeback stories. But at the end of this match, one team rise continues while the other hits reset. And it is Negros who rises continues here in the MPVA. But here for San Juan, again, a lot to learn. Mahaba pa tong tournament ito. Along the way, for sure, they're going to learn from one another and for the matches that they'll be facing.
Ang ganda ng naging comeback dito ng Negros from their previous match. Diba? Kaya naman we give credit to everyone who really displayed, extra effort for them to get this point. And of course, sa ganda ng kanilang ipinakita, kaya naman naipanalo nila ng 3 sets lamang itong laro na to. 25-17 is our final score for set number 3. We'll give you the highlights and of course our best player sa pagbabalik ng Maharlika Pilipinas Volleyball Association.
Projects, plans, play, game! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy! Simply reliable for only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now!
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Only projects, plans, play, game! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy! Simply reliable for only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now!
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Only projects, plans, play, game! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now!
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Destination Pasay City. A gateway to the world. A haven of hospitality. Full of captivating places. Rich in Filipino culture. A shopper's paradise. The heart of business and events in the metro. A sporting paradise. A place of culinary delights. The entertainment center. A place where you can rejuvenate your mind, body, and soul.
Experience Pasay City, the smart eco city, where fun begins and lasting memories are made.
Only project.
25-10, 25-22, and 25-17. These are our scores. At it was Negros uuwing victorious against San Juan Lady Knights DHTSI. And what a performance displayed here by these girls of Coach Jessie Baroga, going up against some of the veterans of San Juan, definitely. And of course, ang daming nakita natin na nag-perform on the side of Negros for them to be very dominant in this game. Pero sino ba ang iyong queen of the court, Jong?
Well, I couldn't agree more, Sheila, that a lot of players actually perform really well here for Negros. But, you know, this girl, I've choose this girl because she's really very consistent. She's one of the pillars, not only on scoring, but every time that she scored a point, she wanted to celebrate it along with her teammates. And I think that it is, for me, really very important as a valuable player to radiate that positivity. And of course, our queen of the court is none other than Negros' very own opposite hater, Jella Lopez.
At kasama na nga siya ni Queen Bacarse at the sidelines.
I'm with Queen of the Court, Jella Lopez of ICC Negros. Jella, it took you 4 games to get your first win. Gaano kasarap manalo?
Sobrang sarap po kasi pinaghandaan po kasi namin yung bawat game. So parang kahapon po talaga parang nag-commit po kami lahat. Sobrang sarap lang po talaga.
Ngiti ka naman, Jella. Ayun. Jella, you were on fire today. What fueled your performance? Ano nagpalakas sa'yo?
Yung mga teammates ko po, credits po sa kanila. And sa mga coaches po na gumagabay po sa amin. Kung di po dahil sa kanila, di ko po magagawa to.
Speaking of teammates, kung meron ka pang gustong batiin, now is your time.
Shoutout po sa sponsors namin sa Megawide Construction and kay Sir Edgar Saavedra, sa Enchanted Kingdom, ICC Community, kay Mayor Alan De Leon, kay Sir Marco Agana, ICC Management, tsaka po kay Mr. and Mrs. Mamon. And sa mama ko po, tsaka po sa sa ate ko, tapos sa teacher ko po. Magpagaling ko po, tsaka po sa may girlfriend ko po, kay Crystalline Collado. Tapos sa mama niya po, kay Lerma Tubalya.
Shoutout sa family ko! Congratulations, Jella Lopez, our queen of the court, and of course, to ICC Negros for their first win. Going back to you, Sheila and Jong.
Thank you, Quinn, and congratulations to our lefty queen of the court for this match, Jella Lopez. Mas marami pang energy yung teammates
Oo.
niya, no? Iba-iba ang dalang enerhiya nitong ICC Negros Blue Hawks, and definitely they are going home with a victorious win against San Juan Lady Knights DHTSI. And going back to our sets or games, and here are your Smarts Powered Up Plays brought to you by Smart Only 5G. Only 85 pesos for 3 days. Download the Smart app and load now. Definitely a very, very aggressive start for Negros. Sa umpisa pa lang nitong ating laro, Jong, ipinakita na nila yung kanilang dominance in all departments.
Obviously, Sheila, and I couldn't agree more if Negros, must have been really preparing for this elusive win. The first win here this season. And yun nga, Negros started really very strong, not only on their attacks, but at the same time, on the service department, they've made sure na loaded yun. And I think that has been the strategy of Negros na nadala nila on the second shot sila. Loaded services, neutralizing the service reception dito ng San Juan, and not allowing Clavano to create a play. And through that, the offense of San Juan has been really very predictable here for Negros.
Definitely. Second set, dito naman unti-unti nga nakakabawi ang San Juan during the first part of set number 2. Pero after that, nabawi rin ulit ito ng Negros, and I keep on saying it's the connection that is now more fluid, smoother ng setter na si Tamon on the side of Negros, and of course sa kanyang mga attackers, kaya naman ang ganda ng kanilang naging bawi dito. And going to the third set, of course dala-dala yung momentum nila from nalamangan sila ng San Juan, nakabawi sila, pero pagdating ng third set, wala na talagang kawala, nanigurado na sila, Jong.
But for me, if there's one good thing na nangyari dito for San Juan, Sheila, is that the revelation of Ekala in Balingit. And a lot of what ifs, a lot of what could have been dito for San Juan. Imagine, Sheila, if Balingit, if Escala, if Nuval, if Conyada, Generauli, magsabay-sabay, well, that could have been a very dangerous San Juan team that we are looking forward for the rest of the tournament here in the MPVA.
Totoo, at sa mga susunod pang nilang laro, sana kompleto na sila. Dahil kung nakita natin nung opening game nila, it's a totally different San Juan team comparing to their performance in their last 3 games. Ganon na kalaki ang impact ng hindi kayo kompleto sa isang laro, di ba? Pero, well, we just wish them good luck and definitely makabawi on their next game. And of course, at dyan nagtatapos ang ating first game. And with this win of Negros, of course, 25-10, 25-22, and 25-17, talagang naiiba or na-shake na nga yung ating standings in this tournament, Jong.
Well, as we can see on attacks, almost half of what San Juan executed, actually 50 attacks here for Negros, 25 for San Juan, 10 service aces, double-figure service aces here for Negros. But Sheila, that number na binigay ng Negros, that will not be possible without the unsung heroes of Negros. And I'm talking about Tamon and Pique. Tamon and Pique are really very solid on the service reception, allowing Tamon to create a lot of variation on the attacks, and that result of 50 attacks, 25 more attacks dito over San Juan.
It was totally a team effort. Nakita mo yung roster ng ICC ngayon. Everybody on the roster played for this game. Kaya naman ang ganda na naging resulta nito. Pero hindi pa dyan nagtatapos ang ating volleyball action dahil susunod ang Marikina Lady Shoe Masters. Harapin ang Pasay Lady Voyagers. Kaya stay tuned. Dito pa rin yan sa 2025 Maharlika Pilipinas Volleyball Association.